Hello, everybody. It is Matrix Live. We are live from Matrix Towers, and it is demo day. We've got 3 demos for you. Robert Long is going to talk about full mesh video. Gilles is going to talk about iOS Spaces support. Up until now, Spaces has really been the preserve of web and Android, but he's been working furiously in the background, and he's going to show you where it's got to. And Ryan is going to talk to us about full stack integration testing of Matrix clients and servers. So without further ado, Robert, are you out there?
Yep, I am. Can you hear me?
I can. You have the floor.
Right. Let's see if I can share my screen. All right. So here is what I've been working on. So this is the full mesh demo that I've been working on for a little bit. So all of the signaling for this video call is happening over Matrix. On the bottom of the screen, you can kind of see all the signaling messages in my dev tools here that I can hide and show. And you can kind of dive in and see the event details. Here's your content coming across the board in Matrix. But yeah, so this is all peer-to-peer video. So video is not going across Matrix, but all of the signaling data is. And we've got 3 instances of me coming from my laptop over there, and Dave and Andrew over here. And yeah, the video quality is looking pretty good. It's also looking pretty great inside of Firefox. So yeah, I'm quite happy with it. We've got a bit of a split brain situation going on my desktop though. So these dev tools down here are really going to help me get this video connection or the signaling logic dialed in and making sure that everything's stable so that when we do finally ship this, everything is rock solid and your video calls always go through.
Tremendous. So this is the first time we've been able to do true end-to-end encrypted conference calling.
That's right.
Yeah, it's
wow.
Great.
What do you, I mean, I know it's early in the project, but practically speaking, what do you think the upper limit's going to be for size of conference call?
It's really going to be dependent on your internet connection. So if you're on like a mobile device on a 4G connection, it's going to be relatively low. But if you're on, like I'm on gigabit fiber here, I'm imagining that I can get quite a few connections going. Yeah, but it's all bandwidth limited, mostly upload. So a future improvement to this would be we would have a decentralized selective forwarding unit, which basically would act as a server in between the clients where you upload your video stream only once and then download everyone else's from that same server. And it helps a little bit in the connection logic. Connecting to a single server versus all of these different clients over peer-to-peer is a little bit simpler. But mostly it helps because you're only uploading one stream. And on mobile connections, usually your upload bandwidth is not symmetrical with your download. So it's a little bit less intensive for bandwidth requirements.
Right. And so from here, it's really, you've got the sort of bare bones project here now, which is super cool. And you're just now going to turn this from demo into reality. Is that what's next?
I think so, yeah. So we've got a couple more things to work through on stability, and then we've got designs coming down the pipe and figuring out how to make this a really nice experience rivaling all the others. So yeah, I'm super excited to get to that.
Very cool. Robert, thank you. Has anyone got any questions for Robert?
It's really exciting. It's the future.
Very nice. All right, thank you, Robert. Right, Gilles, are you out there?
Yes, I am. Hi.
Hello.
So let me share my screen. Do you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah. So the idea here is to speak about Spaces, which is this feature. The idea is to gather some rooms in your from your own space And the idea here is to do it also for iOS because we don't have it for the moment. So to do it, we have this on screen, and now we can see the spaces, the same spaces on the left panel. You can switch between spaces, and as you can see also, you have a dedicated notification for each of your space. You can see your actual space, selected space. You can, of course, navigate into the room and see also all the suggested rooms related to this space. The ongoing thing we will do is actually to be able to click on this suggested room and to be able to join it. For example, also to be able to click on the invite of a space and be able to join this space. Also here we have some contextual menu. We can leave the space, but for now we don't have the members and the rooms. So the idea will be for, as a first step, to be able to navigate between rooms and members of this space. And that's pretty much it.
Very cool. I'm looking forward to that exceedingly. I have my my iPhone here. I'm looking forward to being able to get involved in the spaces world while on the move. Has anyone got any questions on for Gilles? Awed silence. We'll take it. I'll interpret it that way. Okay. Well, thank you. Right, Ryan.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I actually don't know what this one is, so I'm doubly excited to hear about it.
Let's see. I'm going to try and share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. So first, before just rambling through this block of code, let me try to explain what is going on here. So lately, I have been looking at using Matrix for some things beyond chat. So at the moment, that kind of initial focus is looking at collaborative documents. So if you think of something like Google Docs, where you have several people editing a document together, that's kind of a use case I want to work towards enabling on top of Matrix. But before that, I wanted to have some kind of visual testing framework to be able to look at basically several clients together and sort of see a timeline of events, which will really help with debugging some of these collaborative algorithms and figure out kind of the way we want those sorts of things to work. So in order to do that, I've kind of set up a little new testing framework. And it leverages complement to do the home server part. So if you look at this code here, there's like some a block that will invoke complement's home runner functionality to sort of set up a home server for you. And then I've layered on top of that kind of some building blocks to set up clients on top of the sort of the set up visual clients on top of the ones that home server that complement creates for you. And so this is just kind of an example of a test that you could make. So, I mean, it's just doing some very basic things like starting up the clients, waiting for rooms to appear, and sending some messages. So I'll attempt to demonstrate that now. Let's see. Right. Okay. Hopefully this will work. So you should see basically a blank screen at the moment. We're waiting for some clients to appear. So right now we're waiting for a Dendrite instance to spin up in the background. And now we've got two elements in frames that are both logging in, going to rooms, and sending messages to each other, basically. And at the bottom of the screen, we've got kind of like a little timeline, play-by-play of those events kind of as they unfolded. And you can even, let's see, use your browser console. Oh, Lord. Let me hide all this nonsense. Oh, okay. So you can use your browser console to sort of like interactively keep kind of building up your test session. Like if you had sort of half of your test done and you wanted to try a few more things, you can kind of just interactively do some more things, and those will happen live in the clients and get logged to the timeline on the page as well. And so then so you could try sort of several different things, and then copy those off to like a test file that you could save and then run as part of a test suite later. So yeah, let's see. And so this is not really that specific, particularly to the use case I have in mind. I mean, this is actually something that we could be integrating in lots of different projects if we wanted to sort of visually test several clients together, and sort of test things about how they're working together. And as far as kind of some future enhancements, I'd also like to add some visualizations of possibly like the room DAG or things like that to this, to really get a better sense of how things are playing out in kind of a time order in the room. And I think that's about it.
That looks super cool. Where is the support for like joining a room, sending a message? Where is that from? Is that something that you have written here, or is that something that's pre-existing that I'm just not familiar with?
Right. So that's something I've sort of added. So Complement has the infrastructure to kind of let you spin up home servers, and it will create users in a room. There's different sort of blueprints, is what they call it in Complement terminology. For you can say I want a single server instance with 2 users joined to it, or I want a federated setup with several servers where each user is on a separate server. So those are all kind of built-in options with Complement. And then I have layered on some infrastructure to show those as actual visual clients, and also provide kind of the testing APIs to join the rooms, then send messages and things like that. And that I'll be kind of growing that for these collaboration use cases to do more advanced things like add widgets to the room and interact with those widgets and things like that.
That looks really great.
That looks super fun. Thank you for sharing that.
Cool. Thanks.
All right, that concludes Matrix Live for the day. Thank you for dropping by, and thank you to our speakers, to Robert, to Gilles, and to Ryan. Have great weekends.